Breaking news for you viewers from Ethiopia about the new phase of war between Tigray regional forces and Ethiopian federal forces. 3 days ago, we saw resumption of armed hostilities between Tigray fighters and Ethiopian federal forces. This conflict started in November 2020. No end in sight. Tigray forces have made considerable gains. They have managed to reach Qobo city. They have entered Qobo city reportedly. Ethiopian federal government just 5 minutes ago released a statement about withdrawal of Ethiopian federal forces from Qobo city. What happened? Is ENDF withdrawing? Is it a tactical withdrawal, or is ENDF unable to defend Qobo? Very important questions. We know that Tigray forces, they started from Oaga. They captured Oaga on Tigray-Amhara border. We discussed in yesterday's video. Then from Oaga, they managed to advance in southern direction and they took control of Rama Kidane Mare mountains. They moved south further to take control of Zobel, and they kept on advancing towards Boran as well and to the west of Qobo as well. TDF was making advances, though it was a small advance in terms of the length of area captured by Tigray Defense Force, but it is very strategic area. Just 10 kilometers captured by Tigray Defense Force, around 10 kilometers, and Qobo has fallen into the hands of Tigray Defense Force, it seems. Because it is being confirmed that Tigray fighters, they have managed to reach Qobo city. Ethiopian government just 5 minutes ago released a statement. Government says that it has ordered Ethiopian federal forces to leave Qobo city. Why? What is the justification provided by Ethiopian federal government? Federal government claims that human wave attacks are being launched by Tigray forces. Thousands of Tigrayan youth, civilians, armed, newly recruited, they are part of these human wave attacks. Firstly, and they say, Ethiopian government officials, it says that there is fear of urban warfare, civil war in Qobo. That is why ENDF has been told to withdraw from Qobo and to withdraw along with all its defense equipment. Lastly, Ethiopian government is warning Tigray forces that if TDF did not stop its attacks, ENDF would be forced to retaliate. ENDF is already retaliating. It's not that ENDF is doing what it can. Question is it a tactical withdrawal or is it a retreat? Because Qobo became difficult to be defended. It became difficult to defend Qobo. I think we discussed in detail in videos yesterday that if TDF managed to capture high places to the east and west of Qobo, Qobo would be vulnerable, it would fall, and that is what seems to be happening. This urban warfare, this civil war, it will be seen in each and every town of the Amhara region if TDF advances. So what will ENDF do? Will it keep on withdrawing? So I think it's an excuse to cover ENDF's retreat. ENDF regional forces, Amhara regional forces, they could not defend Qobo, they must admit. Firstly. Secondly, what about thousands of Tigrayans who were in Qobo city? We know that since the start of this year, Tigrayans have been fleeing Tigray because of humanitarian crisis there. Families have been seen, women, elderly, children. They have fled Tigray towards North Wallo and they entered Kobo in recent months. Thousands were in Kobo city. Are they safe? Because for the past few hours we have been seeing a campaign against these innocent IDPs, that they were providing information, intelligence to Tigray fighters, so their lives could be in danger. Secondly, ENDF has withdrawn. Where is Fano? Where are Amhara special forces? Are they on board with Ethiopian National Defense Force? Are they on board? Will they withdraw as well, or will they keep on fighting? Because last year we saw that when ENDF tried to withdraw from Voldia, I think I remember, Fano fighters stopped them from withdrawing from Voldia. But this time, Fano is totally under the control of Ethiopian National Defense Force. East Amhara Fano is under ENDF control. Gajjam, Gondar, Fano fighters are not part of this fighting on southern front. That is why I think now Fano is not in a position to challenge Ethiopian National Defense Force, to challenge this decision. Though we are seeing a social media campaign against Ethiopian National Defense Force by Amhara activists. They say that Amhara areas, Amhara cities are being gifted by Ethiopian National Defense Force to Tigray fighters. So a campaign is already underway, social media campaign against Ethiopian National Defense Force by disgruntled Amhara elements, Amhara groups. That is why I personally think it's not a tactical withdrawal. TDF is replicating what it did last year. Last year, Tigray Defense Force launched a few attacks on Western Tigray, on Volkait, but major brunt of TDF's advance of its force was towards North Wallo, Wog Himra. Once again, we are seeing the same pattern adopted by Tigray militarily last year. Why is TDF not moving towards Volkait? Because TDF wants to keep Eritrean forces out of this new phase of war. If TDF attacks Volkait, obviously Eritrean forces will become part of the conflict. So TDF wants to take on Ethiopian National Defense Force, regional forces, Amhara forces, while keeping Eritrean army out of this new phase of war. That is why no attack on Volkait, no large-scale attack on Volkait from Tigray side, from Shere side by Tigray. Though it could happen, strategy could change. We could see Tigray Defense Force attack Volkait, but so far no signs of large-scale attack on Volkait from eastern side of Tigray, and ENDF could attack Tigray as well from western Tigray, from Volkait, Shire, from Volkait, Sagad, Humera. There could be an attack on Tigray if TDF manages to go deep in Amhara region. So this is first major gain for Tigray Defense Force in this third phase of Tigray war, that in coming hours we could see pictures of Tigray fighters, Tigray forces from Qobo city, while ENDF has confirmed that it is withdrawing. Now there should not be any doubt that Tigray forces are going to be in control of Qobo. Interestingly, we have received some information that Tigray forces are trying to cut off Qobo Robit Road. Erodham is between Qobo and Qobo Robit, and some sources say that Tigray forces have managed to reach Erodham. So they have cut off the road linking Qobo and Qobo Robit. It means that forces have already withdrawn from Qobo Robit, Qobo, not Qobo Robit, and remaining are trying to withdraw. Next target of Tigray Defense Force is going to be Qobo Robit. And last year we saw that when TDF entered Qobo, it appointed a mayor, administrator from the people, from the residents of Kobo, and he administered the affairs of the city. Let's see what happens this time. Now, it is very clear that third phase of this war has started. TDF wants to go as deep in Amhara region as it can. Amhara region is split, serious splits between some groups, some factions. All regional players are not on board. Fano is split, political class is split, and ENDF is in a commanding position. That is why decisions are being made by Ethiopian National Defense Force at this stage of war. Maybe at a later stage we could see regional governments make decisions. But recently, in the last few months, we have seen that Ethiopian federal government has become strong. Federal forces have become strong. Regional forces have become weaker. Regional militias have become weaker. And they have come under the control of Ethiopian National Defense Force, which has withdrawn from Qobo city. Again, it's not tactical withdrawal. It is not a tactical withdrawal. It is a retreat. Ethiopian National Defense Force could not defend Qobo city. It had to retreat from Qobo city towards Qobo Robit and Woldia. Thanks for watching.